I'm pretty vocal on my love for Jose Abreu on the twitter.com. Build a statue, put it on top of the bean has arisen from that. So it's like clockwork every single year. He has a slow April. People want to write him off. They're like, guys, washed up. He's too old. He's regressing. Let's not re-sign him. And then he starts doing this. When the weather warms up, he just starts pissing on the baseball, and that's exactly what we've seen for the past week or so. And Pivetta gave him one middle. He's taking that yard every single time. So it's nice to see Jose heat up. The only issue is, outside of Tim Anderson and Luis Robert, who is now on the COVID list, nobody else is heating up. So if all you got is Anderson, Robert, and Abreu, that can only get you so far.
I think you hit on something right there. And before we go any farther with this, little White Sox news update. Luis Robert placed on the COVID-related injury list before this game started. Josh Donaldson, we can go back and forth on this for an hour, but obviously Josh Donaldson, there was a scrum that took place over the weekend with the White Sox, the Yankees. If you haven't heard about that, you've been living underneath a rock. I'm surprised Yasmani Grandal's not on the COVID IL. I don't know what kind of antibodies that he has, but Luis Robert, the logical explanation here is Josh Donaldson was in this scrap heap. He got COVID. Now Luis Robert's down on the COVID IL. Not a good thing for the Chicago White Sox. You don't want to see him out for an extended period of time. Rick Hahn spoke to the media prior to today's game as well and said that they expect him to not be playing until sometime next week. He's symptomatic. That's not a good story, especially for this weekend. But I think you kind of hit on something. There's only a few guys that are clicking right now. Another name in there that has started to show some signs of life, AJ Pollock. He came out today and kind of struggled, man. The 3 at-bats did not get a hit. Yohan Moncada kind of is going through the motions, it seems like, early on. He's had a couple of games where he looks good. He's had a couple of games where he doesn't look good at all. You go down the line, Yasmani Grandal still gets on base, not hitting as much as you'd like him to. But you're right, man. It's Tim Anderson, it's Luis Robert, and right now it's Jose Abreu. And if you don't have any other help, you're not going to be able to get the job done. Again, Sox only able to muster up 3 runs in today's ball game. And Jose Abreu accounts for more than half of those, man. He's swinging a hot bat, but he needs help. How do we get Jose Abreu and Tim Anderson some help?
I think it's just the approach right now. I mean, Pivetta threw 3 innings, had 30 pitches. I tweeted that this guy's going to go out there and throw Maddox today because this team they don't see pitches. They don't walk anymore. And so if nobody's getting on base prior to the guys who can actually hit the ball, they have nobody to drive in. So nothing happens. It's disgusting. And the approach is just brutal. They seem, I don't know if it's eager or they're trying too hard to make something happen, but it's not good. They're not seeing pitches. You got to be. I would like to see them be patient, take walks, and see what happens. But we're just not seeing that right now. So it doesn't look good.
Well, I mean, at some point, man, you got to get on base to score runs unless you're hitting the solo home run. And we know how hard it is in today's baseball to, kill a team with solo home runs, dead ball, whatever you want to say. It's just hard to hit the ball out of the ballpark this year. We've seen way too much of it. But yet, you go back just the last 2 games before this, Sox offense was able to make stuff happen. Today was just an epic disaster.